A Northwest Central Conference championship is now just one step away for the Gophers of Ridgemont, but standing in the way, the Hardin Northern Polar Bears, as we come to you tonight from Ridgemont High School. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lynn Passett. I'm joined tonight by Andrew Hollingsworth, and we have a Northwest Central Conference slugfest coming our way as Ridgemont comes in tonight with a very excellent record of 6-0 in league play. Hardin Northern is 4-2, so 2 games back. They cannot afford another loss.
Yeah, they started off the season a little bit rough, but they've kind of turned it on here in conference play. 4-2 is not a bad mark, so trying to make something happen here tonight, trying to pull off the upset over heavily favored Ridgemont.
As we mentioned, Ridgemont 6-0, Hardin Northern 4-2. 2 teams are right between them in that sandwich. Ridgedale and Temple Christian out of Lima, both are 4-1. So a win tonight for Ridgemont is almost going to all but seal it, because the Gophers play lower level teams the last couple of games of the season. It would take a miracle for them to not win the NCC. Tonight, Hardin Northern comes in, as we said, 4-2 in the conference and 5-13 overall. They're led by Xander Wilson, a 6'1" senior.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job this year, averaging just a tick under 15 points per game and shooting 42% from the floor. He's going to be a force down low. That's what Ridgemont's got a plan for to stop him tonight to get this W.
And both teams are very heavily loaded with senior players. And Xander Wilson is a senior, and he gets 6 rebounds a contest, and he shoots nearly 80% from the free throw line. So he is the one person that Ridgemont will be looking for tonight. Now when you turn to the Gophers, they are 6-0 in the conference, 13-3 overall, and they have a host of players that they look for. They're really led, though, by one player in particular, Xavier Stuck, another senior, at 13 points a game.
Yeah, he does a really good job, as well as Colton Bailey, number 30. They really do spread the rock around a lot. And Xavier Stuck has been that combo guard that's really held it down for them this year, shooting almost 50% and 46% from 3. He's an outside scoring threat that's going to be looking to have a big night for sure.
Both teams are heavily laden with seniors, and we're going to be back to tip things off here in Ridgemont. Right after this, you're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to Ridgemont High School. Lynn Passett, Aaron Hollingsworth with you tonight on WOSN. Homestanding Gophers in the white, visiting Hardin Northern in the black. And the Polar Bears will control the tip. Rostifer dishes it off to Hobson, who puts up our first shot. No good offensive rebound. Back up and in for Mason Stewart. Good trip for the Polar Bears as they open up the scoring, and now we'll see Ridgemont in action. We were not given any heights for Ridgemont, so we have to kind of guess our way around things. And the first shot goes up and no good by Harrison Reppert. Polar Bears with the rebound, and they quickly move it the opposite direction. Shot no good, rebound comes off to the homestanding Gophers. They'll push the floor. This is Mans. And you're going to hear the name Mans a lot tonight. There are 3 of them on this team. Nice spin move inside, bucket up and in. That is their leading scorer, Colton Bailey. He averages 13 a ball game. This game is tied at 2-2.
And we talked beforehand, looking at him shooting before and during warm-ups, he's built like a linebacker. That's a big guy down low. I expect him to use his body well and be able to play down there all night.
Ridgemont employing a man-to-man defense against the Polar Bears, who are being very patient this trip down the floor. In the corner, shot on the way, and it's good. Christian Rosterford, our first 3 of the game. And now Ridgemont tries to come back with one of their own, and it won't fall. Bears will push it. Rosterford may have traveled, and we're going to get a tied-up basketball for a jump ball. Arrow is facing Ridgemont.
I think that's a really good start for Hardin Northern, just being able to capitalize on that second chance opportunity and then coming down and hitting a big shot from outside. And that's probably going to be a key to success for them, is making sure you get those second chance opportunities and then hitting your outside shots.
Bounce pass goes awry. That's the first turnover. Make that second turnover of the ball game. No, that is the first against Ridgemont. Still a 5-2 contest. Our Home Savings and Loan of Kenton scoreboard. Home Savings and Loan of Kenton, committed to serving their community since 1888. And a charge. Nolan Hobson trying to take the ball strong to the hoop. Good job by Ridgemont of taking that charge. Connor Mans, the senior, averaging 7 points a game and 1 steal, brings it across the timeline. And right there goes immediately to Colton Bailey, who is kind of tripped and shoved from behind. Foul goes against Andrew Sutton, his first, team second. Out on top it goes to Ruppert, to Mans. Make that stuck. Xavier stuck with the harm and the foul. And he'll have a chance to get the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
And here's a really good look at the size difference between these two teams as you see some of them lined up down there. Just looks like Ridgemont just has that height advantage and size as well.
Stuck completes the three-point play, and we're tied at 5-5. Hardin Northern quickly down to attack offensively. They get the double team. Shot goes up from three-point range, and it's good by Christian Rostifer, and he has got 6 on a pair of three-point shots.
Ridgemont's going to learn quickly that you can't leave him open from deep. They're 2 good-looking shots.
There's Bailey trying to convert. No good. Offensive rebound put back up and in by Colton Mans. Good offensive rebound that time. The 3rd rebound of this first quarter for Ridgemont. A running shot for Polar Bears off target. Quickly down the floor. Bailey to Mans, up and in. This time it's Connor Mans off the pretty pass from Bailey, and it's now a 9-8 Ridgemont lead. 4:40 left to play in this opening quarter. Shot up, no good by the Polar Bears. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont. All the way for Ridgemont. No good. Rebound comes off to the Polar Bears on the missed shot that time by Harrison Ruppert. Pretty obvious the Polar Bears' game plan is let's try and beat them down the floor. They're really pushing the basketball whenever they have an opportunity. At the free throw line now for Hardin Northern, Xander Wilson, their leading scorer, 15 points a ball game. He's a 6'1" senior, and he's got his first point of the evening. Our Quest Federal Credit Union free throw. Quest Federal Credit Union, today's free throw sponsor. 5 convenient locations to serve you. Both free throws are good. (10-9). Hardin Northern by a point. 4:15 to play first quarter. Ruppert dishing it off to Stuck, who drives with Mans and a reach-in foul before the shot.
Fouls on number 12, Christian Rostifer.
Rostifer whistled for his opening foul. Mans lobs it. Very aggressive drive won't go. Putback won't go. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont. They got 3 offensive rebounds on that possession alone. Back to Bailey, and he's fouled from behind. Andrew Sutton will be whistled for his second foul.
Fouls on number 2.
Looks like both teams kind of have their own game plan in mind, and Bailey seems to be the center of things with that height advantage down low.
Yeah, and you saw it earlier. He has pretty good passing ability, too. He had that assist on the breakaway at 2-on-1. So it's not just what he can do getting to the basket, it's what he does with his eyes and his passing ability as well.
Substitution, Miharo Stosevic will check in for Ridgemont. He's a junior. Bailey connecting on both free throws, and now it's a 10-10 contest. Hardin Northern throws it away, this time down the floor. And Bailey wanted to dunk it, couldn't quite get the elevation, but Mans is there to rebound. Bailey fends him off, and he'll draw another foul.
You can see he's a little bit upset with himself after missing that dunk, but that's really good tenacity there to get back into the play, get the offensive board, and then get fouled. Gets rewarded with a pair of free throws.
Foul went against Hobson, and he has got 2 fouls. Hardin Northern quickly getting themselves into into foul trouble by sending Ridgemont to the free throw line. And Hobson will check out with those 2 free throws for Hardin Northern. Bailey now with the West Federal Credit free throw, and he connects for his 5th point of the night. It's a 12-10 Gopher lead. Polar Bears on the attack. 3-pointer up and in. Once again, Christian Rohrstoffer. He has 9. And those are all 3 3-pointers presented by the Kenton Moose, who are sponsoring tonight's 3-point shot. Bailey inside, up and in. Bailey with 7 of the team's 14. They lead by 1. Just under 3 minutes to play first quarter. It's been a good one here from Ridgemont. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes off once again to Ridgemont. They are out rebounding 10-5. Bailey with a long 3 that won't fall, and then knocked out of bounds off of Hardin Northern.
What a heads-up play there by Harrison Reppert. He's able to go over the top of the Ohio Northern defender there and throw it off of him before it fell out of bounds. Bailey just had a little bit too much power on that last shot coming into it.
Yeah, Luke Price was trying to box him out, and that's a push to get himself free. Harrison Reppert. (14-13), Ridgemont by 1. Those 3 threes by Christian Rohrstoffer, brought to you by the Kenton Moose. Kenton Moose is Hardin County's home for great food and fellowship. 428 in Kenton. Ridgemont with another miss and yet another offensive rebound, but this time they're going to say they came over the top, and they're going to whistle Xavier Stuck with that free throw, or with that foul.
Fouls on number 1, Xavier Stuck.
Ridgemont with 3 team fouls, Hardin Northern with 5. So Ridgemont will be shooting free throws the rest of this quarter. Nice pass off the dribble. Xavier Wilson with his first field goal of the evening. 15-14, Hardin Northern by 1. Driving hoop though, coming right back. Cody Kaiser with a nice drive as he is checked in. 16-15. Bears trying to avoid the turnover, and they do so. Rohrstoffer dishes, shot up and in by number 1, Riley Newton. His first field goal of the ball game. Polar Bears aren't going to go anywhere. They lead by 1 at 17-16. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, for a team that came into tonight's contest averaging just below 46 points per game, they're shooting lights out here in this first quarter, and it's because of that pace that you mentioned earlier. They're just playing fast and finding open guys.
Price with the drive, dishes back out on top to Mason Stewart, and he'll reset the offense for the Polar Bears. Man-to-man still being applied by the Gophers. Driving shot, no good, got their own rebound. Long 3, no good. Bailey gets the rebound for Ridgemont. It's been a hectic first quarter pace. Reaching from behind and saving it is Ridgemont. And now a timeout taken with just 50 seconds left. We'll take a timeout as well. The homestanding Gophers are trailing 17-16 when we come back. Our scoreboard sponsor for tonight, Home Savings and Loan out of Kenton. They offer infinite opportunities and services that you can count on since 1888. Home Savings and Loan, member FDIC. They are an equal housing lender. 50 seconds remaining opening quarter. Lynn Passett and Andrew Hollinsworth with you from Ridgemont High School. Visiting Polar Bears of Hardin Northern on top, 17-16. Looks like Ridgemont's going to hang on for the last shot unless they get something easy. This is Mans out on top. Colton. Nice pass inside, and the shot won't go for Ridgemont, and Hardin Northern gets the rebound, and they will possibly get the last shot. Driving is Wilson, but he'll reverse his penetration. Dish it off to Price. And then they lose control, but I think it went off Ridgemont. Kind of hard for Hardin Northern to hold for the last shot here.
I think that just speaks to the pace of this game, because Ridgemont, it looked like they were going to try to hold for the last shot, but Hardin Northern just getting open looks.
Well, there's a miss by Rosterfer. His first three-point miss of the night will come the other way. Mans out on top off the deflection. The shot is no good by Cody Kaiser. And that will end the opening quarter here at Ridgemont High School. We've had a hectic pace for quarter number one. Hardin Northern on top 17-16 when we come back. Don't forget, you can stream the WOSN channel anytime, anywhere for just $8 a month. You can download it from Roku or find it on Apple TV, or you can sign up at app.wosn.tv. Second quarter about to begin here at Ridgemont High School. Homestanding Gophers trailing Hardin Northern 17-16 in what was a very hectic, fast-paced first and opening quarter.
Yeah, Hardin Northern really came out with a good game plan, and they were able to execute it almost to perfection there in that first quarter. They kept Ridgemont on their heels a little bit. Ridgemont's got to try to slow it down a little bit, get it inside to Colton Bailey like they have, and play from there.
But it also helps when you're hitting shots. Price will fire one up off the back and the heel of the rim. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont. Ridgemont out-rebounding Hardin Northern 11-8 unofficially in that opening quarter. Polar Bears get their first rebound of the second quarter off the miss. Rosterfer out on top to Wilson. Nice bounce pass. Shot is just off the mark from Riley Newton, who got his own rebound, and now it comes off to Price. Price will chuck it up again, and he's got it. That three-point field goal brought to you by Kenton Moose. The Kenton Moose is Hardin County's home for great food, fellowship, and friends. The Kenton Moose, number 428 in Kenton. Well, Bailey answering on the other end for the Gophers, and it's 20-18. Hardin Northern by 2, their largest lead of the ball game. Nice drive and bucket by Riley Newton. I'll tell you what, they're showing no fear going to the hole.
Yeah, especially for a team that is just a little bit undersized compared to Ridgemont. That hasn't stopped them from really attacking the rim.
Well, Colton Bailey says, I don't have to be inside to hit shots. I can do it from outside as well. Team's first three, back we come the other way, an in and out three, but a nice offensive rebound, won't fall, and a heck of a job there by Mason Stewart on the inside, getting rebounds for the Polar Bears, and now he draws the foul.
Foul's on number 3. Connor Mans.
That foul on Connor Mans, the senior, his first of the evening. Polar Bears retain possession under their own hoop. This will be Stewart's. Lobbing it out front for Xavier Wilson. Rostifer being guarded closely there by Mans. Price has been rather hot since coming in off the bench. To Wilson. Being guarded closely, and boy, they've picked up the intensity, and Price comes right back with his second three-point shot.
Three-point shooting can be the great equalizer in games, and right now, it's hard to stop Hardin Northern after they're getting these open looks.
And that's a travel against Ridgemont, their third of the evening. Hardin Northern, that's the other thing that's keeping them in the ball game. They've only committed 2 turnovers.
I think it's also been really positive that they've been able to go to some of their supporting cast to get this scoring. It hasn't been their leading scorer, Xander Wilson. And they've kind of just been able to spread the ball around, be able to score without him. And as the game continues on, they might look to him a little bit more, but scoring 25 already without a whole lot of him has been impressive.
Yeah, Wilson with only 4. There's a turnover against Hardin Northern, their third. And now Ridgemont turns it right back over at their end of the floor. Yeah, Hardin Northern getting a lot of bench support as they had some early foul trouble. Price with a whipping pass to Rostifer. Down low it goes to their leading scorer for the season, Xander Wilson, and he's got 6 on the night. 27-21, largest lead of the ball game so far. The rest of the NCC watching this one or looking at the score tonight has to be excited, thinking, wow, Hardin Northern's going to keep us in the ball game, because there are 2 teams, Ridgedale and Temple Christian, with only 1 loss in conference, and they're scoreboard watching tonight.
And Ridgemont searching for their first conference championship since 2012, so this isn't a matchup to be taken lightly. They're really trying to get another year up on that banner.
Down low it goes. Now Mans will penetrate, drive, and score. And a timeout taken by Hardin Northern. 27-23. We're back right after this on WOSN. Our scoreboard sponsor for tonight is Home Savings and Loan of Kenton. They're committed to serving their community since 1888, offering infinite opportunities and services that you can count on. Home Savings and Loan, member FDIC, they are an equal housing lender. Second quarter, 4:15 left to play. Hardin Northern trying to shock and surprise the rest of the NCC, leading 27-23. On the home floor of the Gophers of Ridgemont. Entertaining first half so far. Hardin Northern is led by as many as 6. Ridgemont by as many as 2.
This is one of those games that if you love offense, you're going to love watching.
Good call by the officials. They got an offensive foul right there. It's going to go against number 23, Jake Cook. We watched him play in the JV ball game and noticed he was an excellent player, and he's come in off the bench to help with the foul trouble that they have gotten themselves into.
Yeah, he looked really good in that JV game, being able to get to the basket, creating his own shot as well.
Long three-pointer over the top of the backboard. That's a violation. Will go the other way. Almost felt like when Cook was whistled for the foul at the other end, I thought he might have shuffled his feet before he actually committed the offensive foul, but that wasn't called.
That's initially what
I
thought the call was a travel as well at first, and then I saw the referee go to the player control violation.
Three-pointer. Rostifer has been hot. He has 4 three-pointers. Hardin Northern has 6 three-pointers. 18 of their 30 points have come from the three-point arch, and Bailey comes right back with one of his own. He's got 15 to lead all scorers. 2 three-pointers for him. This has been a back and forth ball game with lots of punches being thrown.
Don't you just love classic shootouts?
Cook, who is on the floor again because of foul trouble, dishing it off out top to Stewart, and now they turn it over. Stepping on the line is Price. Fourth turnover of this first half against the Polar Bears. Each team now unofficially with 4 turnovers. 2:44 to play here in the opening half. Gophers down by 4. Mans dishing it off to Stosovic. Driving, nice shot on the way by Stuck was no good. Rebound comes off to the Polar Bears, who are not only shooting well, but rebounding well despite being a bit undersized. Looked like a jump ball right there as Cook is denied, but no call is made. Now it's turned over by Ridgemont and going the other way. Shot up no good. Cook has the rebound. Little helter-skelter right now. 2:06 remaining to be played in this opening quarter. It's been raining threes for Hardin Northern. They have 6. Ridgemont has 2, both of which have been made by Colton Bailey, and they really are not a big three-point shooting team. Another 3 on the way, in and out. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern.
I think it might be a case of seeing another team shoot the 3 really well, and they feel like they have to keep up, so they're just letting it fly from beyond the arc.
Stosovic will take it all the way and drive for his first bucket of the ball game. And it's a 30-28 Hardin Northern lead.
I think he might have got his head to the rim on that one.
He was up, that's for sure. Cook will dish it out to Price. Back to Cook. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes off to Bailey. 15th rebound of the night for the Gophers. Mans are making Stewart. One official looks like he wants to go one direction, but they go the other. Multiple substitutions now for Ridgemont. Officials are going to talk it over. I thought one pointed one direction, then one pointed the other way.
It looked to me like it went off of a hand of Hardin Northern. They're going to go ahead and reverse that.
Reppert will toss it inbounds for the Gophers. They'll get it to Colton and make that Connor Mans. Just over a minute to play first half. 30-28, Ridgemont. Bailey can't get it to fall. I believe Price is going to be called for the foul coming in from over the top.
I mean, he's had his way. That's the second time we've seen him go to that move. Just a nice spin. Right there, he got fouled, so wasn't able to finish, but he's already up to 15 with a chance to add, already over his season average, and we're still in the second quarter.
In, out, and back in. Averaging 6 rebounds a ball game. I think he's gotten those so far tonight. A little strong and off the heel of the rim, in and out, rebound Price. Hardin Northern, will they try to wait for the last shot? This Ridgemont defense is going to make it tough if they do. They've been really on him. Price has been hot from three-point range, won't fall. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont. Pushing it down the floor. Lob pass for Stosovic. Out on top of 3. No good by Kaiser. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont again. Another 3. In and out. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern. 21 seconds to play first half. Coach Rich wanted them to wait for one shot, but that wasn't happening. And now another turnover. Oh, they're going to say it was tipped. I thought it was tipped.
I agree as well, but you can tell that the Hardin Northern fans do not.
Well, that's a case of seeing and rooting with your eyes, not your heart. Inside shot won't fall. Rebound comes right back to Ridgemont. And boy, I thought he was hacked and no foul call is made. And it's been a wild and furious first half here at Ridgemont. We have played 16 minutes and we're only 1 point ahead of where we started when it was 0-0. 30-29, Hardin Northern by 1. We'll be back to recap that first half right after this on WOSN. Hardin Northern on the road and leading by 1 here at the half. And as you look at the scoring, Colton Bailey, their leading scorer for Ridgemont, has 16 of the team's 29 points. It's been him and him alone.
Yeah, it's really been the Colton Bailey show, and they're going to need some other scoring options. Xavier Stuck has been really held in check, and he's been one of the more efficient scorers this year for Ridgemont. So look for him to have a big second half.
And Bailey comes out of the gate with an offensive foul. Great job of Hardin Northern holding their ground. Bailey lowered the shoulder, got the arm extended, and that was an excellent call by the official. When you look at Hardin Northern, though, they've been led all season by Xander Wilson. He's been held in check with only 6. It's been Christian Rohrstoffer who actually has the most made three-point shots with 71 on the season. He has 12, all on 4 three-pointers. And then off the bench, not Jake Cook, but Luke Price, 5'8" junior with 2 three-pointers for 6 points. They have been a real spark plug.
Yeah, that three-point shooting has been one of the main reasons that they were able to grab that lead there in the first half. 6 three-pointers, that's 18 of their 30 points. They've been able to stay hot. That's going to need to continue to happen if they want to win this one.
Nice pass inside to Colton Mans. He has 6 on the night. And Ridgemont now has the lead for the first time in what feels like forever at 31-30, but Hardin Northern comes right back. Xander Wilson off the nice pass, and he's got 2. And they have the lead right back at 32-31. Mans, bounce pass into the corner, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, offensively nice dish. Ruppert to Xavier Stuck. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, that was really good. A really good job of keeping his eyes up. It gets really easy when you get an offensive board to just put your head down and then throw it up off the backboard, hope it goes in. But not for Ruppert. He decides to find his man cutting to the basket, and he was wide open.
First turnover of the second half against Hardin Northern. There's going to be a reach-in foul against Christian Rohrstoffer.
Fouls on number 12, Christian Rohrstoffer.
Especially sometimes, you know, when there's a foul and the play could definitely continue on with really no contest or anything like that, then you might as well let it play on. And that's what they did for a majority of the first half. So we'll see if refereeing gets a little bit tighter here in the second half.
It was definitely a loose whistle in the first half. Both teams really getting physical, and Hardin Northern trying to make something happen in the half-court set now, leading or trailing 33-32. In the corner, Hobson back out on top to Sutton, who drives off balance, puts it up and in. His first field goal of the night. Hardin Northern right back on top at 34-33.
Yeah, Sutton, their second leading scorer, but he just hadn't been able to get going there in the first half. We didn't see a lot of him, but getting things going here in the second.
Right now, the Gophers of Ridgemont with some nice passing. They score on the opposite end, and now right back is Andrew Sutton. He's finally seen the ball go through, and he has a 3-point Kenton Moose field goal. The Kenton Moose sponsoring tonight's 3-point shots. Kenton Moose, it's number 428 in Kenton. See them for great food, fellowship, and friends. Shot up no good by Ridgemont. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern. And at the other end, a foul is called against Ridgemont. Head coach Aaron Rich of Hardin Northern excited, while Tyler Tillman of Ridgemont not so excited about that call.
Yeah, neither was number 11 Harrison Ruppert. It looked like he might have got majority ball there, but the referee saw him get the hand, so he's going to call that every time.
Second foul against Ruppert tonight. Free throw is good by Contner. Make that by Mason Stewart. He's got them both. Free throws being brought to you tonight by Quest Federal Credit Union, today's free throw sponsor. They have 5 convenient locations to serve you. Off-balance shot, no good. Foul on the rebound, and we're definitely getting more whistles to start the second half than we saw in that opening half.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I thought that foul was coming against Hardin Northern, and they actually called it on Colton Mans of Ridgemont. So the Polar Bears get the basketball, working against full court pressure. Nice pass. Bailey with the foul. Shot goes up and in. Xander Wilson got Colton Bailey up in the air. That's his second foul of the contest. And now the largest lead of the ball game at 41-35 for Hardin Northern. And you have to wonder if head coach Tyler Tillman might take a timeout after this free throw if it's made.
Yeah, Coach Tillman opting to take Colton Bailey out of this one. Scoreboard showing that that's now his 3rd foul. That's going to be tough if you're having to battle foul trouble with your leading scorer the rest of this game.
Xander Wilson now with 11. So Bailey does have 3 fouls. I had him for 2. Driving, no good. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern. Polar Bears getting a lot of things to go their way right now. Out on top, this is Rustifer dishing it off nicely, driving. Pass goes to Sutton. He's quickly gotten hot for the Polar Bears. Driving, off-balance shot, no good by Nolan Hobson, will come the opposite direction. 42-35. We have now played half of this 3rd quarter. Mans driving, can't get it to fall, but he'll draw the foul. It'll be interesting to see what Ridgemont does with their leading scorer and rebounder, Colton Bailey, seated on the bench beside head coach Tyler Tillman. Someone's going to have to pick up the slack because Bailey has 16 of their 35 points.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Tillman leave him on the bench for the remainder of this 3rd quarter, so he has him for the entirety of the 4th. He's been so important for Ridgemont to be able to score the rock.
Both free throws by Mans are missed on our Quest Federal Credit Union free throw. Sutton. He's come in and added a little extra spark for Hardin Northern with Bailey on the bench. Hardin Northern taking their time, leading by 7. 3:40 now left to play 3rd quarter. You have to wonder, though, will you leave Bailey on the bench if they extend this lead to as much as 10? You hit a 3 here, you might be forcing Bailey back in the ballgame.
Yeah, especially if you just continue to not be able to find other ways to get your offense involved.
Kind of a wild shot drawn up that time by Rustifer. Not a real good shot, and now at the other end, a jump ball is called, and possession will go to Hardin Northern. That's officially a turnover against Ridgemont, their 8th of the ball game. Long pass down the floor to Xander Wilson. He can't convert, and now a off-ball call. I'm not really sure what they called. It was a late whistle.
I think that they called it on the wrap-up there. It looks like Andrew Sutton came down with it, the offensive board, and maybe just a reaching call there on Sasovic.
Yeah, it looks like they got Mihajlo Stosovic on that foul. Free throw by Sutton is good. He's come in off the bench with a 3-pointer and 6 points on the night. Extending the lead to 8, the largest of the ball game, and now it's 9.
This quarter's going exactly how Hardin Northern wanted it to go, and they really haven't slowed down yet.
This time they're going to get Sutton on the foul as Mans takes it to him.
Fouls on number 2, Andrew Sutton.
His 3rd.
Colton Mans to the line, shooting 2.
I believe. Yes, 3 fouls on Sutton. And suddenly, Ridgemont can't make a free throw. Sutton will take a seat with his 3rd foul. And they missed their last 4 free throws. But they get the offensive rebound. And now a foul. Boy, the officiating has tightened up since the first half, that's for sure.
Fouls on number 14, Xander Wilson.
Wilson has whistled for the foul for Hardin Northern.
And things started to get a little bit chippy there at the end of the first half, so I'm wondering if the referees just decided we're not going to let anything get out of hand here. We need to start calling it a little bit tighter, because they certainly have to start the second half.
Well, Mans can't make a free throw, but he made the nice left-handed runner. He's now in the double figures at 10 points. The lead is at 7, 44-37.
It's the first time tonight we've really seen Hardin Northern slow things down and run a long set. They've had a couple of situations where they've been able to slow it down because of nothing else being there, but this time it gets rejected.
Nice rejection by Harrison Reppert. Off the shot from Xander Wilson. And now Ridgemont will drive, and it goes out of bounds. Another turnover, their 9th of the ball game. Clock stopped at 2:07, and still a 7-point lead for the Polar Bears. Full court pressure. Rorstiffer. Crossover dribble goes to Wilson, who wants to penetrate, and the ball is kicked out of bounds by Stosovic. It'll stay with the Polar Bears. They have not hit a 3 yet in the second half. They hit one here and increased the lead to 10. This Hardin Northern crowd is going to go crazy.
And Ridgemont also, it seems like they've kind of backed off on their 3-point shooting as well. They've kind of tried to go inside. I wonder if that was a focal point for Coach Tillman at the break to try to get things going on the interior before you start taking those outside shots.
Around the wing we go. Newton out on top for the Polar Bears. Guarded closely by Stuck. Hobson on the far side. Double team coming, and he will swing it off to Wilson. 1:25 to play. Nice feed down low, and the shot is missed. Nearly tied up, and now a foul. I think they might be getting Wilson. Nope. They're going to go against Mason Stewart. No? Yep, Xavier Wilson does get the foul.
Now both teams into that bonus, shooting a pair of free throws every time they get fouled.
And that, I show, is 4 against Xavier Wilson. So now they have an even bigger problem than Bailey for Ridgemont. Free throw is good by Stosovic.
Makes the first one.
Second free throw short for Stosovic. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern, and a reach-in foul. Home fans wanted a jump ball, but they're going to call the foul against Xavier Stuck. That'll be his second.
Number 1, Xavier Stuck.
So we've got a foul trouble situation. Colton Bailey, the leading scorer of the ball game with 16, has been on the bench since about the 4.5-minute mark for Ridgemont, picking up his 3rd. And Xander Wilson, the leading scorer for Hardin Northern on the season, who has 11 tonight, is sitting with 4 for Hardin Northern. 44-38, 1:15 to play first half, and now Hardin Northern misses a pair at their end, and those were big. Could have increased the lead to 8.
It's just been a lid on the basket from the free throw line for both teams, it seems like.
Yep, neither team really cashing in when the clock has been stopped. Down low, shot up, and no good. Getting his own rebound and putting it up is Xavier Stuck. Stuck crashing the boards.
Fouls on number 12, Christian Rostaffer. Xavier Stuck to the line, shooting 2.
Rostaffer now with his third foul, so he finds himself in a little bit of foul trouble. Both teams having to go to their benches now. Hardin Northern checking in is Kyler Sedlock, and this will probably just be till the end of the quarter when they'll get all starters back in.
Sedlock, another guy who just played what seemed like an entirety of a JV game, and he looks really good in that too. He was able to really manage the game well at the point guard position, dish it out, be able to get inside as well. So he's a guy who can really play even though he's just a junior.
44-39, 5-point lead. It was 9 when Bailey left the game, so they've actually been able to cut into that Hardin Northern lead despite the fact that their leading scorer has been on the bench for the last 4.5 minutes. And now Hardin Northern will turn it over. Over and back won't be the call, it'll just go out of bounds. Only their 7th turnover of the night. They've done a good job of taking care of the basketball for the most part. But that one came at a bad time with just 34 ticks left. Connor Mans will inbound for the Gophers. Lobbing it to Stosovic. Down low, is Stuck. Out of bounds. To Hardin Northern. Turnover against Ridgemont. Their 10th of the ball game. And now Hardin Northern could try to hold for the last shot. I'm not sure either team is capable of it. When they want to save the last shot, they can't really do it. Out on top, Hobson having trouble and nearly stolen from behind. Now he's double teamed. Price is open. He wants to drive. Nice feed. Shot up and in. Riley Newton. 46-39. Stosovic will drive and lay it in.
Basket by Mihailo Stosovic.
The scoring wasn't as furious as it was in the opening half, but we still have a barn burner. 46-41 when we come back on WOSN. Well, our home savings and loan of Kenton scoreboard shows Hardin Northern on top 46-41. Home savings and loan of Kenton committed to serving their community since 1888, offering infinite opportunities and services that you can count on. Home savings and loan, member FDIC, they are an equal opportunity lender.
And look who's back into the game for Ridgemont. Colton Bailey is going to re-enter to kick off this 4th quarter.
Big surprise there as he leads all scorers with 16 points, and he will go to work and get his 18th point. His first points of the second half. He's been held in check because he's been on the bench. Driving, laying it up, and in! Nolan Hobson, his first bucket of the ball game, and it's back to 48-43. And there is a foul before the shot, at least. Harrison Reppert was still on the floor. Let's see if they call it that way.
Fouls on
Yes.
number 22, Luke Price.
Luke Price will get the foul. That's his second of the ball game. It's on the floor, out of bounds to Ridgemont. Stosovic will inbound for the Gophers. He'll inbound to Harrison Reppert. To Mans out on top. No three-pointers made in the entire second half after it rained threes in the opening half. Here's Bailey, a three as I speak of it, no good. Rebound comes off to Hardin Northern.
I thought you talked that one into existence right there.
And we have a foul against Hardin Northern as they committed a turnover. And then the foul goes against Christian Rostaffer, his 4th. So the 6-foot senior in trouble, and let's see now whether they replace him. They already have Xander Wilson sitting on the bench, their leading scorer on the season, because he has 4. Cook will check back in once again now for Hardin Northern. And he'll replace Rostaffer, who has 4 fouls and has 12 points, but has none in the second half after hitting 4 threes in the opening half.
Yeah, Ridgemont has done a nice job of adjusting to him and his shooting ability. They haven't let him get anything remotely close to a good look from outside the arc.
Bailey drives, puts it up, puts it in, and gets the foul. And it's obvious they are going to go right to number 30 as much as possible and as often as possible.
Basket's good by Colton Bailey.
Cook whistled for his first foul as he's come in off the bench. Bailey now with 20 points to lead all scorers. Can't get the free throw. Both teams struggling at the charity stripe, which is brought to you by the Quest Federal Credit Union. 48-45, 3-point Hardin Northern lead. It's been as many as 9 here in the second half. But the Gophers won't go away. Turnaround jumper is up and in for Mason Stewart. He has 6. It's 50-45 Polar Bears. Ridgemont unbeaten in the NCC at 6-0. Hardin Northern at 4-2, trying to desperately stay alive. Xavier stuck with the runner for Ridgemont. It's 50-47. Cook thought about the long 3. Now he's in trouble and tied up. No, they're going to call a foul on, I believe, Mans. Yes. And that will be his second. Six minutes to play. 50-47. Polar Bears by 3. A lot of playing time for a lot of bench guys tonight because of foul trouble. Long 3. Jake Cook off the bench hits the Kenton Moose 3-point shot. And it's back to a 53-47 advantage. Long 3 for Ridgemont, won't fall. Cook has the rebound.
What a big shot from Cook there in the corner, coming off the bench after already playing what seemed like a full game, being able to just inject some life into your team.
And now a travel is called against Nolan Hobson. 9th turnover of the ball game against Hardin Northern, and Ridgemont wants a timeout. We will take one ourselves. 5:23 left to play in the ball game, and it is 53-47 here on WOSN. Back to Ridgemont High School, Lynn Passett and Andrew Hollingsworth with you here on WOSN. Our thanks to the scoreboard sponsor, Home Savings and Loan, our 3-point sponsor, Quest Federal Credit Union, and our 3-point sponsor, the Kenton Moose. 53-47, fourth quarter, 5:15 left to play. Hardin Northern trying to upset the unbeaten at home Ridgemont Gophers.
Fouls on number 2.
Foul goes against Sutton, his 4th. At least that's what I have him down for, and yes, the scoreboard matches. So now Sutton has 4. Hobson has 3. Rostaffer has 4. Wilson has 4.
Wilson's back into the game now with 5 minutes to go. That's probably not the move that Coach Rich wanted to make, but he was forced his hand after that foul against Sutton.
Cook has been hot coming in off the bench. He's just nailed a 3 for Hardin Northern. Driving, pass back to Cook. They'll drive now. Thought about it. Hardin Northern tries to be patient, but they only know one gear, and that is full go. Price's runner won't fall. Rebound comes off to Ridgemont, and a foul in the backcourt.
That's what you can't do if you're up 6, is allow some just free throw attempts now that they're up to 5 fouls. Might have
foul one.
Just a little bit of contact there, but yeah, that's an easy way to let a team back in the game.
Foul one against Price. That's his 2nd. Free throw is good by Mans. Colton now with 11.
It's got to feel good for Colton Mans to see a free throw hit the bottom of the net there after missing his first 4.
Only 2 players in double figures for Ridgemont. Colton Mans with 12, and of course Colton Bailey with 20. It's been the Colton Show. Hardin Northern's lead cut to 4. Driving, shooting, scoring is Nolan Hobson. He averages 6 a ball game. He's got 4 tonight. It's 55-49, and now another foul.
Fouls on number 22. Luke Price. Colton Mans to the line, shooting 2.
$55-50 after the first make by Mans, and he'll miss the second. Rebound Cook. Ball deflected into the air. Bailey tips it ahead, and they miss the running layup. Mans with points number 14 and 15. And we have a timeout. 4:04 to play. It's a 3-point lead for Hardin Northern when we return. Visiting Hardin Northern on top, 55-52. 4:04 to play in the ball game. We played half the fourth quarter. Full court pressure really being turned up now by Ridgemont. Sutton to Wilson. In, out again. Wilson went to the deck, no call.
Timeout, Hardin Northern.
We'll keep things right here. 3:47 to play in the ball game. 55-52. And here in the second half, or actually the fourth quarter, Hardin Northern being outscored 14-6.
Yeah, I think Ridgemont has really had that home court advantage of their crowd. Their crowd has gotten into it here, especially in this fourth quarter, giving their team an extra push, hopefully able to make that comeback.
Foul situation has been the story of this ball game. Sutton for Hardin Northern with 4, Rostifer with 4, Wilson with 4. Meanwhile, Bailey, the leading scorer for Ridgemont, has 4. So we have several players in danger. And there's a foul against Colton Mans out at the center timeline. I have him with 3.
Colton Mans.
That'll be his 3rd. Only the team's 2nd, so Hardin Northern still a ways away from getting to go to the Quest Federal Credit Union free throw line. This is Andrew Sutton. Or make that Mason Stewart for Hardin Northern. Stewart dishes off to Hobson. Back to Stewart. Near side. Sutton. Now to Wilson. And wow, a huge collision at half court. No foul. Now they don't know who it went off of.
You can see the fans are not happy with the call, but it's going to end up with Hardin Northern anyway.
And they remain with only 2 team fouls. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. 3-point lead for the Polar Bears, who have led most of the way tonight and by as many as 9. Driving, shot up and in by Mason Stewart, and he'll get the foul. Foul goes against Ruppert. That is his 3rd of the ball game. What a bucket right there by Mason Stewart, who averages 4 points a game. He's got 8 tonight. Make it 9.
Yeah, he's been clutch. That production cannot go unnoticed. He's done a really nice job.
Now a backcourt situation and out of bounds, I believe. I'm not sure what he called a timeout.
Yeah.
Timeout Ridgemont. 2:50 to play. We'll step away and take a timeout. 58-52. Polar Bears by 6 on WOSN. It's been a barn burner here at Ridgemont tonight in more ways than one. It's been a tight ball game. It's been a back and forth affair, and now the fans are really getting anxious.
Yeah, we've seen just about a bit of everything, right? Three-point shooting's been great. We've had some big defensive stops, some blocks. We've seen a lot of foul shots. We've seen some not so great foul shots. So it's just been a big mixed bag tonight, and it's really going to be interesting to see what comes out of this one.
I think Aaron Rich, the head coach of Hardin Northern, was pleading his case to the referee that I think he was on the sidelines. How did you not call that? Why'd you give him the timeout? The referee said, well, he called timeout before he was on the line. .248 counting. Make that a 6-point lead for Hardin Northern. Ridgemont needs a score on this possession badly. Driving, nice dish, shot up and in. Harrison Reppert with his first field goal of the ball game. Hard to believe he averages 11 and got his first 2. And now Hardin Northern in jeopardy of turning it over. Do we have a jump ball? We do, and the possession arrow stays with the Polar Bears. 58-54.
You can tell that Ridgemont has really tried to turn up that defensive intensity. As you can see, the players now pointing out a wet spot on the floor. So they'll probably have to take care of that. But they've had their hands in the passing lanes, and oftentimes they've been called for fouls. But right there, able to get a jump ball. You never know how big that might be coming down the stretch.
Well, the bad news for Hardin Northern is Ridgemont still has to give another foul before they get to shoot 2 free throws. They only have 3 team fouls. At team foul number 5, you go to the line. A rule that went into effect a year ago. No more 1-and-1. Reaching from behind, nearly getting the steal, but Hardin Northern keeps possession, and the clock continues to move. Just over 2 minutes to play in the ball game. 58-54, Polar Bears. Now a zone defense being employed by Ridgemont.
This is great ball movement to continue to run this clock here for Hardin Northern.
Nice pass, but Cook wasn't ready for it. Had a little bit of English on it. Turns into a turnover, and Bailey will turn it over. He wasn't sure if he wanted to keep it or pass it, and he ended up turning it over.
I think he was surprised by the lane he had. He had a very open lane to the bucket right there. I think he was ready to pass it, but turned around. It was just an easy lay-in.
Well,
Instead,
I think
he got caught in between.
He wanted to pass it, but the defender went with who he wanted to throw it to, so he was stuck in no man's land and already picked up the ball. And now Hardin Northern turns it right back over. 11 unofficial turnovers against Hardin Northern, 12 against Ridgemont. 58-54, possession arrow is with Ridgemont. Minute and a half to play. Ridgemont down by 2 possessions. Driving, stuck. Out to Mans, he'll drive it, put it up, no good, rebound Wilson. You have to give it to Hardin Northern. They have played their tails off tonight. And a timeout taken by head coach Aaron Rich. We'll take a timeout as well, 1:15 to play. And it's 58-54, Polar Bears. A big thank you to our scoreboard sponsor tonight, Home Savings and Loan out of Kenton. A thank you as well to the Quest Federal Credit Union for sponsoring our free throws tonight. And to the Kenton Moose, our 3-point sponsor. We appreciate all of those for helping us bring you tonight's action here on WOSN. It's been a good one. 58-54. Ridgemont trying to hold on to the lead of the Northwest Central Conference, unbeaten at 6-0. And 2 games back and trying to get themselves back into contention is Hardin Northern. And they have played hard and well tonight, and they lead, and there's a foul against Mihajlo Stosovic of Ridgemont. For Stosovic, I have him down as only his first foul of the night. 4th team foul, that's the most important part of the equation here. 2nd foul of the night, I guess, against Stosovic. So now on the next foul against Ridgemont, free throws will be attempted by Hardin Northern. Polar Bears with the basketball. Trying to avoid a turnover. Rostaffer, double teamed out front. Dishes, nice pass. Rostaffer will get it off to Sutton. And now he's tied up. Jump ball, possession goes to Ridgemont. Bailey stepping up and grabbing a hold of the basketball. And once he got his mitts on it, there was no prying it loose.
No, he's got that grown man strength you saw right there as he took it away. They're going to call it a tied up jump ball first. Probably the correct call there.
Mans will put it up and in. He's got 17. It's 58-56.
And none bigger than those two right there.
And a foul that will send the Polar Bears to the free throw line. Foul against Stuck, his 3rd.
Nolan Hobson to the line, shooting 2.
He needs them both to continue making it a 2-possession game for Hardin Northern. 58-56 on our home savings and loan of Kenton scoreboard. Missing on the front end. Nolan Hobson, a 60% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 6 a game. He's got 4 tonight. Make it 5. 1-possession game at 59-56. Spinning, shooting, scoring, and a timeout. Ruppert with his 4th point of the night. 59-58. We'll keep it right here as we say thank you to the home savings and loan of Kenton, committed to serving their community since 1888. They have infinite opportunities and services you can count on. That's home savings and loan of Kenton. Our free throw sponsor tonight, Quest Federal Credit Union. They have 5 convenient locations to serve you. You can find them at questfcu.com. And our 3-point sponsor tonight, the Kenton Moose. Kenton Moose is Hardin County's home for great food, fellowship, and friends. Moose number 428 in Kenton. You can find them online at kentonmoose428.com. 30 seconds remaining here at Ridgemont High School. 59-58.
And Hardin Northern's done a great job of being able to stave off this Ridgemont run for the entirety of this 4th quarter, and it just seems like Ridgemont's been able to chip away ever so slightly, getting it down to a 1-point game right there. Nice bucket by Harrison Ruppert, getting them there.
Ridgemont outscoring Hardin Northern here in the 4th quarter. 17-12. Hardin Northern breaking the full court pressure. Wilson kicks it back out top, and a foul will go against Harrison Ruppert. That is now his 4th. Boy, does Hardin Northern need both free throws from Mason Stewart, who is a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Averages 4 a game. He's got 9 tonight. Big free throws by the 5'11 senior, and we talked about how both teams are very heavy-laden senior leadership. He's one of them. He misses the second. Rebound comes off, though, to Sutton. And he's tied up from behind. One official, I think, wants to call a foul. The other one had a jump ball.
Looked like he went around his back there to try to tie that up.
He certainly did.
You got to get him for a foul.
That's what they've got. And it's going to be on Harrison Ruppert, and that is his 5th, and that'll foul him out of the ball game. At least that's what I have him down as, is 5. Lots of anxious moments by everybody right now. Fouls on 11.
Number 11.
That is Reppert and his 5th. So now they're making the announcement. Now they're letting head coach Tyler Tillman know that that's his 5th. He's about to bring in Connor Mans off the bench. But we still don't have a substitution, do we? No, Reppert is still out on the floor. Mass confusion going on. So it should be 2 that he is shooting. I'm still not sure what's happening.
I think everybody knows that's his 5th foul by now, right? I would have to assume.
They're correcting the foul and making it on.
Wow.
They're putting it on Stosevic, and that'll be his 4th.
Wow.
So Reppert will stay in the ball game with 4 fouls. Stosevic now has 4 fouls, and now head coach Aaron Rich of Hardin Northern says, "What's going on here?" Andrew Sutton, a 60% free throw shooter, has missed the first one. So he's leaving the door open for a win for the Gophers. And now he hits the second. They can only tie with a 3. 61-58. 12 seconds to play. They need a 3. Bailey short. Hardin Northern comes down with a rebound and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow in favor of Hardin Northern. I'm not sure I can even hear myself.
I certainly can't.
7 seconds remain. Timeout taken by Hardin Northern. We will step away as well. Timeout. 61-58 when we return on WOSN. Final 7 seconds from Ridgemont High School. 61-58. Visiting Hardin Northern on top. And they're about to go to they've got the possession arrow. I was thinking free throw line, but they just got the possession arrow off a tied up ball. So we know Ridgemont is going to come out and foul.
Yeah, you're going to try your absolute best here to try to get a steal on this pass in. And if you can't, you cannot afford for them to dribble it around for even a couple seconds. You've got to get that foul and immediately give yourself at least a shot to be able to tie this thing up and send it to OT.
Stewart will inbound. Looking, finds Wilson, and he will be fouled from behind by Stosevic if that's who they end up giving it to, and if it is, it is.
Fouls on number 2, Tyler Stosevic. Xander Wilson to the line, shooting 2.
Free throw in and out for Wilson. A chance to basically put the game on ice. He needs this one now to extend the lead to 4. He does. 62-58. Bailey will launch a 3. It's good! But it's 1 point too little.
But wow, what a game. Hardin Northern comes out with a victory.
What a wild and chaotic ball game here in Ridgemont, where the Gophers have lost their first league game. They fall to 6-1, and we're back to recap tonight's action after this on WOSN. A major upset tonight in the Northwest Central Conference as visiting Hardin Northern stays slimly alive in the NCC race by upsetting Ridgemont on the road 62-61. What a chaotic ball game tonight.
Yeah, Hardin Northern just did enough to be able to hold off Ridgemont tonight, and it was a really back and forth affair there in the first half. Ridgemont was able to kind of make things close there at the end as Hardin Northern came out in that third quarter and continued their hot shooting, but just not enough out of Ridgemont tonight to take down Hardin Northern, and they stay alive in the conference.
Well, the big story tonight, Ridgemont was in foul trouble early with Colton Bailey going to the bench midway through the fourth quarter with his third, and then he would later pick up his fourth. But he really was all they had in the first half, 16 of his game-high 23 coming in the first half. And then also Colton Mans with 17, and then 8 by Xavier Stuck. But when you look at Hardin Northern, it was a much more balanced attack, and everybody that came in contributed. That was big. Their bench was solid tonight.
Yeah, everybody got in on that scoring action. You saw some big shots from their 8th and 9th guy down on the depth chart. They were just able to find guys who were going to be able to compete, and they competed really well all night long. Credit to them, they were able to play really good team offense and just spread the ball around. And that's why they came out with a 1-point victory.
Hardin Northern led in scoring tonight by their season leading scorer, Xander Wilson. He averages 15. He had 12 tonight, as did Christian Rorstifer, and also 10 points for Mason Stewart. And then 12 points, I take that back, 6 points for Luke Price, who had 2 3-pointers off the bench in the first half. 8 for Andrew Sutton, including a 3. 6 for Riley Newton. I thought Newton, Cook, Price all came in off the bench and just did an outstanding job.
Yeah, their bench was really, really big in this one, and it was a battle of who has the deeper team because Ridgemont got into that foul trouble early on, like you said. Colton Bailey going to the bench. And Hardin Northern was just able to find that extra gear from their bench that really propelled them to this victory. I was not surprised to see them continue their shooting there in the third quarter, but things got dicey there at the end. They were able to hit a couple of free throws and put it on ice.
Well, we know this for sure. Lima Temple Christian has already won tonight, so they now have 1 loss and tie Ridgemont in the loss column. With 1 loss, we haven't heard what Ridgedale has done tonight. They have 1 loss in the loss column. Hardin Northern now with this win tonight moves to 5-2, and they stay now a game behind the leading team. So they're going to need some help, but they're at least within striking distance.
Yeah, they gave themselves a chance, and that's what's most important. You know, you start the season off 1-12 outside of your conference, or 1-11, and then you come into conference play and just you're able to find victories slowly and surely, find the identity of your team. And tonight they proved something to themselves that they can compete with just about anybody despite their record.
Our thanks to Home Savings and Loan out of Kenton, our scoreboard sponsor tonight. They offer infinite opportunities and services you can count on. Home Savings and Loan, member FDIC. Also Quest Federal Credit Union. They were today's free throw sponsor. They have 5 convenient locations to serve you. You can look them up online at questfcu.com. Our thanks to the Kenton Moose, our 3-point shot sponsor for tonight. They're Hardin County's home for great food, fellowship, and friends. That's Kenton Moose number 428. Online, you can find them at kentonmoose428.com. Well, that's going to wrap things up from here at Ridgemont High School tonight. Our thanks to Andrew Hollinsworth for the color commentary, and to Jacob O'Neill, our producer and cameraman tonight. Our thanks to him, and I'm Lynn Passett. Once again, our final score in an upset at Ridgemont High School. It is visiting Hardin Northern, defeating the homestanding Gophers 62-61. So long for WOSN from Ridgemont.